Most people don't realize they're being trained. They think they're struggling. They think they're falling behind. They think the problem is effort, but the truth is quieter than that and far more dangerous. You're not tired because you're weak. You're tired because the system is working exactly as intended. You are not broken. You are conditioned. And once you understand how that conditioning works, you stop blaming yourself. You stop chasing motivation. And you start seeing the structure that keeps most people exactly where they are. This video is not motivational, it's diagnostic. Because before you escape anything, you have to understand what trained you to accept it. Pause. Think about your life for a moment, not the highlights, not the goals you talk about, the routine, the repetition, the effort that never quite compounds, the feeling that you're always doing something but nothing really changes. That feeling didn't come from nowhere, it was installed. The biggest lie you were ever taught isn't that hard work pays off. Hard work does pay off, just not in the way you were promised. The real lie is more subtle. It's the idea that if you just keep going, eventually everything will work out. That sentence has trapped more people than failure ever has because it keeps you moving without questioning direction. It teaches you to associate progress with endurance, not with leverage. So you keep going, you stay busy, you stay exhausted, you stay distracted by small wins that never stack. You confuse motion with momentum, but momentum requires leverage. And leverage is the one thing the system never teaches you. Why? Because leverage breaks loops, and loops are profitable. And the system does not want you lazy. Lazy people don't produce. The system wants you motivated. Motivated people wake up early, they work late, they consume endless advice, they blame themselves when results don't come. Motivation keeps you inside the rules. Awareness does not. Awareness asks dangerous questions. Who benefits from this structure? Why does effort feel infinite but reward feels capped? Why do some people scale while others stall forever? The system doesn't fear people who quit. It fears people who see. Because once you see the rules clearly, you stop playing the game the same way. Training does not happen through force. Force creates resistance. Resistance creates rebellion. The system doesn't need rebellion, it needs compliance. So it trains you the same way animals are trained. Through repetition, through reward, through identity. You do something uncomfortable, you receive a small reward. You're told you're on the right path. Then the reward slows down, so you do more. You work harder, you sacrifice more time, you give up sleep, you give up attention, you give up years. And instead of questioning the structure, you question yourself. Maybe I'm not disciplined enough. Maybe I need more patience. Maybe I need to grind harder. That is conditioning, not oppression, not conspiracy, incentives. The system never chains you. It rewards you just enough to keep you compliant. Here's where it gets dangerous. The system doesn't just train your behavior. It trains your expectations. It teaches you what feels normal. Normal stress, normal exhaustion, normal dissatisfaction. So when someone else breaks out, it feels unrealistic, suspicious, unrelatable, and your mind rejects it automatically, not because it's impossible, but because it violates your conditioning. Most people don't stay trapped because they're stupid. They stay trapped because their identity is attached to the cage. Think about how painful the truth really is. If you admit the system is rigged, you also have to admit you wasted time. You followed rules that didn't serve you. You trusted advice that led nowhere. You built your life around effort instead of leverage. That hurts, so the mind protects itself. It says things like, "At least I'm trying. It'll work out eventually. I just need more time." Hope becomes the leash, not hope for freedom. Hope that tomorrow will be different without changing anything today. The system survives on one core confusion. It teaches you to confuse effort with progress. Effort scales linearly. You put in 1 hour, you get 1 unit of output. Leverage scales exponentially. You build something once. It works while you sleep. Effort looks like overtime. Leverage looks like ownership. Effort looks like hustle. Leverage looks like systems. Effort looks honorable. Leverage looks invisible. That's why effort is praised. Effort never escapes. Leverage does. And the people who use leverage don't announce it. They disappear. Once you see the system clearly, something strange happens. You stop being impressed by noise, you stop chasing validation, you stop competing in games that don't compound, you stop arguing with people who are still asleep, you start asking different questions, not how hard am I working, but what actually scales here? That shift is irreversible, which is why most people never make it, not because they couldn't, but because they never slowed down long enough to see. Most videos lie to you at the end. They tell you to grind harder, to never quit, to outwork everyone. That advice keeps you busy. It does not set you free. Freedom does not come from intensity. It comes from precision, from understanding systems, not fighting them, from choosing leverage over validation, from building quietly while everyone else performs loudly. Here's the truth most people never hear. The system does not trap you by force. It trains you through reward. It teaches you to accept a life where effort is endless and upside is limited. It convinces you that stability is safety, that predictability is success, but safety is just a cage with better branding. If you feel tired all the time, it's not because you lack motivation, it's because you've been taught to burn energy in places that don't return it. If you feel stuck, it's not because you're incapable, it's because the structure you're inside was never designed to let you out. And if something inside you feels restless, that's not weakness, that's awareness waking up. Most people will never act on this, not because it's hard, but because it requires letting go of comforting lies. It requires admitting that effort alone is not noble, that discipline without direction is just obedience, that being busy is not the same as being free. The system doesn't break you, it trains you to stay. And once you see that clearly, you have two choices: stay asleep and keep playing, or step back, rebuild your strategy, and stop trading your life for approval. The system depends on you never making that choice. That's why awareness is rare and why it changes everything.